Hi, folks. This is Don Meisner with the North Country Fishing Report. Now, one thing I want to talk about, because right now in the winter is when we plan on our next year's fishing. And so we get new tackle, we go buy new lures, we get all kinds of visions of of great fishing days, which in my mind every day can be that. But one of the things I think we do take for granted is our tackle. And I got to tell you, I've seen so many people that I have gone fishing with, and they'll have let's say they have a spinning rod and reel. It could be any, doesn't matter whether it's a spinning rod, fly rod, bait casting. They're all tools. They're all precision designed implements that help you to fish. And the key is to keep them working properly. And the one way you can do that is to keep them clean. I've seen people lay their rods down not only on the ground, but in dirt and sand. And the other thing, they'll let them get in the water. You know, you think, oh, the water's clean, the water's not going to hurt them. Well, the water seeps into all the parts. And unless they're really expensive and well-designed, that water's going to cause corrosion in the long run. So it's really important. And I think, you know, as I talk about teaching kids about fishing, I think it's one of the most important things we can teach them is how to take care of the tackle they have, whether it's expensive or whether it's just the basic startup, which can work fine for them as long as they keep it clean. And so, again, if for all of you listening that maybe take this for granted, it doesn't take long for your reels to wear out if you let dust and dirt get inside them. And the other thing is, you know, keeping them clean is simple. Keep them wiped off, keep them out of the dirt. When I'm in the water wading, I have to be very careful that my reel, if I'm putting on another bait or lure or something, the reel doesn't go down and get in the water, because that's all it takes. Here's another thought. If you're fishing in the boat and there's water in the bottom of the boat, there's especially going to be water and silt and dirt in the bottom of a canoe if you're getting in and out of it. And if you lay your rods in there, they're almost always going to be abused in that way. So I think rod care and reel care is extraordinarily important. You know, one of the things people do is break their rods all the time because of neglect. And I even like to get two-piece rods. They always claim that if your rod can be taken apart like that, and there'll be what's called a ferrule in between to connect the two parts. But that way you can lay it down in the back seat of your car rather than have the tips being exposed to breaking on a longer rod. Just, these are little points. And, you know, the other thing is when I was a kid, we always wanted to get oil and keep our reels really oiled. Well, you can over-oil them, and that can ruin it as well. So my tip of the day is no matter what kind of tackle you have, whether it's expensive or, and I hate to use the word cheap, but not expensive, you can make it last an awful lot longer if you're just careful and keep it clean. And the worst thing of all is to lay it down in the dirt. And I've seen so many people do that. Until next time, folks, this is Don Meisner with the North Country Fishing Report.